Dhirubhai Ambani is regarded as one of the greatest entrepreneurs India has ever produced. A man with no family fortune and basic high school education went on to start one of the biggest companies in India is an inspiration for many. Hello, I'm Jayesh and you're watching Hustlers TV. In this video, we will see the story of Dhirubhai Ambani and the Reliance empire he built. Dheerajlal Hirachand Ambani, popularly known as Dhirubhai Ambani, was born in Chorwad, Junagadh district, Gujarat on 28th of December 1932 to Hirachand Gordhanbhai Ambani, a village school teacher belonging to Modbaniya community, and Jamnaben Ambani. Dhirubhai grew up with his four siblings, Trilochanben, Ramnikbhai, Jasuben and Nathubhai. Despite being the son of a school teacher, Dhirubhai showed little interest in formal education. However, he grew up to be hardworking, intelligent and a tenacious young man. Even as a teenager, Dhirubhai showed a great deal of skill in retailing, selling oil and setting up food stalls, thus earning money to help his family. He started his first entrepreneurship venture by selling chaat pakoda to pilgrims at Mount Girnar in Gujarat. After completing his initial 5 years of education at the village school, he went to Junagadh to study further. Dhirubhai's father was the sole earner for the family, and with his meager teaching job salary, it was difficult to run the house and provide education to his children. Hence, after completing school in Junagadh in 1948, Dhirubhai left India and went to Aden, Yemen with his younger brother Ramnikbhai. He started working as a clerk with Abes & Co., one of the biggest trading companies in the region. Dhirubhai made good use of this opportunity and learned much about commodity trading, imports and exports, wholesale merchandising, marketing and sales and distribution. He learned about currency trading from the people of various nationalities whom he met at the port and mastered accounting, bookkeeping and drafting legal documents. There's a famous story about how he once made a lot of money by melting the silver bullion and selling it as pure silver because he knew that the value of pure silver was much higher than that of bullion. His friends described him as someone who was affable yet ambitious, cheerful yet had a dark side because of his extreme ambition and risk-taking. In 1954, after marrying Kokilaben, Dhirubhai was sent by his employer to work in the Shell oil refinery that had come up in Aden. In Aden, his first son Mukesh was born to him in 1957. Another son Anil was born 2 years later in 1959. Dhirubhai left Aden in 1957 to try his hand at his own business in India in the textile market. Dhirubhai landed at Bombay with just 500 rupees in his pocket and absolutely no connection except a letter of introduction from a Gujarati shopkeeper in Aden to his son living in Bombay Chawl to let him share his room. On return to India, Ambani started Majin in partnership with Champaklal Damani, his second cousin who lived with him in Yemen. Majin was to import polyester yarn and export spices to Yemen. In 1960, Dhirubhai Ambani and Champaklal Damani co-founded Reliance Commercial Corporation. The first office of the Reliance Commercial Corporation was set up at the Narsinatha Street in Masjid Bandar. It was a 350 square feet room with a telephone, one table and 3 chairs. Initially, they had 2 assistants to help them with their business. At the tiny office, he began to make a team that would stay with Reliance for years. The team included Rasikbhai Meswani, his nephew, Ramnikbhai and Nathubhai, his younger brothers, and 2 former schoolmates named Rathibhai Muchala and Narottambhai Joshi. They usually worked around the streets of Paidone in South Mumbai. When he realized that commodities would not take him far, Dhirubhai decided to diversify into yarn. Dealing in textiles was a risky business as the fluctuation in prices were quite high. Dhirubhai, however, learned the tricks of the trade quickly and realized there was more money in that business. During this period, Ambani and his family stayed in a 2-bedroom apartment at the Jai Hind estate in Bhuleshwar, Mumbai. In 1965, Damani and Ambani ended their partnership and Ambani continued on his own. It is believed that both had different temperaments and a different take on how to conduct business. While Damani was a cautious trader and did not believe in building yarn inventories, Ambani was known as a risk taker and believed in building inventories to increase profits. In 1966, Reliance Textile Industries Private Limited was incorporated in Maharashtra. It established a synthetic fabric mill in the same year at Naroda in Gujarat. Dhirubhai came to be known as a dependable and astute person. At the times when he required funds, he approached Gujarati moneylenders and traders with the promise of astounding interest and bonuses. He never failed in keeping his promise, absorbing the losses and sharing the profits with everyone. In 1975, the company expanded its business into textiles, with Vimal becoming its major brand in later years. Extensive marketing of the brand in the interiors of India made it a household name. Franchise retail outlets were started and they sold the only Vimal brand of textiles. This brand became so famous that a team from the World Bank visited the manufacturing unit of Reliance Textiles. Frustrated by not getting enough help from the banks to expand his business, in 1977, Reliance Textile Industries Limited was listed in the stock market. The issue was oversubscribed 7 times, strengthening Reliance's growth ambitions. Ambani was credited with introducing the stock market to the average investor in India, and thousands attended the Reliance annual general meeting, which was sometimes held in a sports stadium with many were watching on television. In 1980, the company expanded its polyester yarn business by setting up a polyester filament yarn plant in Patalganga, Raigad, Maharashtra. In 1985, the name of the company was changed from Reliance Textile Industries Limited to Reliance Industries Limited. In February 1986, Dhirubhai suffered a major stroke which paralyzed his right hand. Since then, he handed over the control of his business to his sons Mukesh and Anil. During the years 1985 to 1992, the company expanded its installed capacity for producing polyester yarn by over 145,000 tons per annum. In 1991-92, Reliance commissioned the Hazira petrochemical plant. In 1996, Reliance became the first public sector company in India to be rated by international credit rating agencies. S&P rated Reliance BB+, stable outlook constrained by the sovereign ceiling, and Moody's rated Baa3, investment grade constrained by the sovereign ceiling. In 1995 and 96, the company entered the telecom industry through a joint venture with 9X USA and promoted Reliance Telecom Private Limited in India. In 1998 and 1999, Reliance introduced packaged LPG in 15 kg cylinders under the brand name Reliance Gas. The years 1998 and 2000 saw the construction of the integrated petrochemical complex at Jamnagar in Gujarat. As of today, the Reliance Jamnagar refinery is the largest refinery in the world. On 24th of June 2002, Dhirubhai suffered a major second stroke and was admitted to Breach Candy Hospital in Mumbai. On 6th of July 2002, he died after being in coma for more than a week. On his death, then Prime Minister of India, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee said, "The country has lost iconic proof of what an ordinary Indian, fired by the spirit of enterprise and driven by determination, can achieve in his own lifetime." The growth of Reliance Industries was unprecedented and of the likes that had not been imagined until then. Reliance went from a turnover of Rs 70 crores in the mid-1970s to being a 75,000 crore empire in 2002. By the time Dhirubhai died, his sons Mukesh and Anil had taken over the charge of Reliance Industries. As of 2020, the Reliance industry is the biggest company in India as per market capitalization. The company has presence in several sectors like energy, power, infrastructure, retail, capital markets, telecommunication, logistics, and IT. With companies like Jio, Reliance Retail, Reliance Petroleum, Reliance Industries Infrastructure Limited, and several others. Before we wrap this video, here are a few prestigious awards Dhirubhai was honored with. In 1998, he was awarded Dean's Medal from the Wharton School in the University of Pennsylvania. Dhirubhai was the first Indian who received a Dean's Medal. The Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry named Dhirubhai Man of the 20th Century. In January 2016, Dhirubhai Ambani was awarded posthumously Padma Vibhushan, the second highest civilian award by the Government of India. In the second part of this video, we will cover the story of Reliance after Dhirubhai's death, how Mukesh Ambani and Anil Ambani has steered the Reliance Group and see how one brother is hugely successful with his companies and other is struggling to keep his companies alive. So that's it for today, guys. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. It motivates us to make more content like this. If you're new here, then please consider subscribing and do check out other videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.